Happy time zone, everyone. It's me, Ivory, and welcome to my gameplay diary. Now, 8 months have gone by since inZOI started its early access period, and August and October brought us two of the biggest content updates yet. But what if I told you that the dev team is just getting started? KJun is the director of inZOI, and he recently shared what is coming next for inZOI, and I wanted to take the time to go over these updates with you just in case you missed all of the info he shared on the Discord. So go ahead and grab you a nice cozy cup of tea or 3 beautiful cups of pineapple and Patron, and we are going to go ahead and dive into all of these updates we should be getting by December. Now, one thing that players have been craving is just more family and group interactions. Although the team has been working on a few updates, it just seems still that inZOI is a individual experience for Zois. Yes, they can hang out with their friends. Yes, they can talk to their family, but it's really not structured to have group-friendly activities and settings. Now, they have been listening to their players about this, and their goal for December is to create some updates that help to foster group activities and more things that Zois can do together. KJun says that they'll focus on first making multiple characters move and act together, and will continue expanding the system after December. So that is definitely something to be excited about, because that's just such a pivotal, important thing missing from inZOI right now. The dev team is also working on revising the karma system. And if you've been watching me from my inZOI journey, even as an inZOI partner, I've been very vocal about how the karma system just really puts a harsh weight on do not be bad, do good things. Because at one point, if you had bad karma, you couldn't even like interact with the puppies. I was like, Dad, just because I hit a couple ATM, this puppy don't want to be my friend. So they have completely removed the karma system the way it was before. And now we have karma actions. However, they do plan to continue their revision of the system, and they don't want you to count it out just yet. KJun says that it's still under development because the previous design was too complex. We've temporarily simplified it, but we're exploring better ways to integrate karma as a meaningful core system in the game. One thing that I did like about the previous karma system is how you had to have a certain amount of like bad karma to do certain crimes, which makes sense, right? Like, you're not going to be a goody two shoes and be like, oh, I think I'm going to go hit an ATM. No. So I feel like if they could build on how karma unlocks different life paths, you know, if you want to be a criminal in inZOI, you just need to have bad karma. But maybe instead of it being just like a few simple interactions, maybe it could be like quests or like things that you can do to go down a path of, you know, bad karma. And maybe that's just my delusions. I feel like that makes more sense in my brain than it does as I say it, but I am just going to let the devs cook on that one. I'm going to keep my, you know, delusions and plans to myself, but I don't know. It sounded right when I thought about it, but I don't know if it made sense when it came out of my mouth. The next thing that KJun brought up is something that I am genuinely sat for and really excited to see how they implement it in the game. Now, with the August update, the team kind of dipped their toe in the water of what it would be like to have a business in inZOI, because you can do your produce or you can collect things and you can sell those items. And looking back, I definitely see how they could have been testing the store management system, because many players want to be able to have functional shops. They want to have bakeries, be florists, operate bookstores. And yes, my Zoe self will be having a bookshop. Malls, hotels. I would like to have a store that's just like really deep into like anime and Funko Pops and like little boo-boos and things like that. So this is something that they are working on. They want players to be able to operate stores from anywhere. One way that they're looking at this is doing instances. If you ever played any MMORPG like me, I played a lot of like Guild Wars 2. So if you go into a dungeon, you enter an instance. And I know a lot of players want inZOI just to be like this completely open world, like you can walk around and see into any building. And I don't know what type of computers y'all got, but you would definitely, like, even the most beefy rigged PC won't be able to handle that. So these instances are going to allow inZOI to feel a bit more expansive, and we can have things like malls and stores, even something like Grand Theft Auto, right? Like you're walking around Los Santos, Some stores have interiors that you can see from outside, but there are some areas where you interact with an item and you go inside and you enter in an instance and it loads a different interior. This could definitely make inZOI feel bigger and more expansive. I feel like a lot of people in the inZOI community are very excited because this game is really realistic and it's an open world. But I feel like sometimes we go a little bit too far off the deep end and get some unrealistic expectations. Like, yes, a lot of the buildings are going to be fake. Yes, they're going to be filler buildings. And I really admire and would like for the dev team to continue to just be very transparent and put their foot down and just be like, hey, great idea, but that would probably break your game, you know? Like, we would not be able to optimize that. And I hope they keep that energy in the future as they continue to work on inZOI, because some of the things that I see, which are great on paper, sound amazing. It's just like the concept of putting that in a game and having it be optimized and functional is just, it doesn't work, but it sounds like a nice pipe dream. Now let's move on to holidays and social events. Now it is currently November and the team is already getting ready for Christmas in December. And I personally really like how they approached Halloween and how there was just so many decorations. The trick-or-treat event was amazing. I really like doing that with my Zois. This has been really helpful for Christmas. I know me, myself included, many players were vocal about wanting to see city decorations throughout the entire town during the holidays. And I think that's something that the team could do because we do have the ability to like add trees and flowers and things like that, or add dirt. So during holidays, it would be nice to turn on those decorations during different seasons. And KJun says that Christmas decorations are in progress and they aim to finish them before the end of the year, but they're delayed by a few weeks. Still, we'll make sure they happen. It makes me happy to be able to do something special for you. Now, this next thing has me very excited because crime and going to jail and the police and inZOI is just something that is very important to me and my community. Because the way that we play inZOI is a bit, you know, we have our own play style here in the MYGAMEPLAYDIARY community. And just, you know, jail and prison and crime is just something that is just so pivotal within our community. And I am really glad that they're starting to listen to us about how immersion breaking and just unrealistic some of the crime feels. Some of it is too simple. Some of it just feels like, you know, I should be able to at least evade the police for this. And they are going to be working on some more diverse interactions and reactions from citizens and police arrest animations. I do want to be able to have either like a mini game or at least the probability of evading the police. Now, if I have a Zoi that is very charismatic, maybe they're able to like talk their way out of getting arrested or something like that. But I am just truly excited for them to revise some of the crime system in inZOI. Okay. And shout out to Vibrant Venus. They have their Zois do crime together. And I would hope that with group activities, we could do group crime. So, you know, it's actual game mechanics for our Zois to do crime together. One can do the crime, one can distract the police, one can be the getaway driver. So I know that's definitely a work in progress, and crime is just another thing on their to-do list. But I really do hope that it takes a high priority for personal reasons. And I just really can't wait to see how they further balance crime out. This next part, I kind of just want to read verbatim because I feel like autonomy and AI behavior is something that is much needed for improvement. So KJun says that many requests focus on improving Zoi's autonomy, making their actions reflect personality traits, building natural relationships, enhancing multitasking, and creating longer, more immersive animations. We plan to improve this in December. Our goal is to make Zois interact naturally with each other, build relationships, and perform longer, more expressive animations. In dating scenes, we're developing ways for characters to move together and share meals. After seeing the BTS concert, someone requested standalone dance functions and rotation between dance animations. We've added that. Thank you, whoever suggested it. The team definitely started to get this right as they revised the personalities and a lot of the wants, at least for MYGAMEPLAYDIARY and their smart ZOI, it really fit their personality, right? Like I had a ZOI that was like a troublemaker and they wanted to spread false information online. That was one of their wants. But it would be nice to see them act out on these behaviors as well, as opposed to just wanting to do. And to be quite honest, if they prioritize the autonomy and together activities, this would definitely be transformative for inZOI. Those two items are very important to the player community right now. We really want improvements to autonomy and we want to be able to do things together. And you know, Christmas is nice and everything, or clothing is nice, whatever, but just being able to have a ZOI that feels like a well-rounded individual and can hang out with their friends, and you know, they can work out together, they can walk together. That is going to be very huge for inZOI gameplay. Now, speaking of huge things for inZOI gameplay, they are working on multitasking, and I'm seeing a ZOI that is getting something to eat and watching TV while the baby they're sleeping in the background. It would be cool if they could like hold the baby and watch the TV, but no, this ZOI has other priorities. So this multitasking is going to be major because it's kind of like immersion breaking when you want a ZOI to sit down and enjoy a meal with their friend or family member and they're not talking, they're just staring into each other's code and just, you know, it's kind of awkward. So the multitasking is going to just be, oh my goodness, like I cannot wait for that to be here. And out of everything that KJun addressed, the multitasking is something that I personally am very excited for, even more than crime. But let me know what you guys are excited to see in December with the coming updates. If you made it this far into the video, drop some cat paws in the comments section or any cat emojis to represent the time I stole Psycat's paw. And no, she will never be getting it back. But thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay hydrated, be kind to yourself, and I will catch you all in the next video.